Good morning. So today we are continuing in our circle unit, Unit 10, Classwork 5, Radius, Diameter, Circumference, and Area of Circles. So stay with me because the second half we're going to be using figures to find the area and circumference of circles. So the first half is review. Here we go, prior knowledge. Remember to use the pi button on your calculator and round to the nearest tenth when we're approximating. So we want to find the diameter of a circle with radius 12. Remember that the diameter equals 2 radii. So for diameter, we're just going to double. Diameter, 24 units. Diameter, 14 units. Diameter, 36 units. And diameter, 28 units. Going in reverse, if we want to find the radius, we just half the diameter. Radius, 15.1 units. Radius, well, it's not, sorry, here we go. Not units, centimeters. Radius, 13 centimeters. And look at that, radius, 14 inches. Sometimes they just give it to you. Circumference. To find the circumference, the distance around the circle. Remember that circumference is a ratio, or we can take the ratio to the diameter, and that gives us pi. And the diameter is 2 radii. So our circumference is 2 pi r. Find the circumference of each circle below. Well, the radius is 13, but do we need to convert that? Can we just see that we take the diameter and multiply it by pi? So our circumference is 26 pi, or plugging it into our calculator, the circumference is 81.7 centimeters. 2 times 14 is 28, so our radius is 14. Our circumference is 28 pi, or our circumference, rounding, is 88 inches. Here, we can break it down into radius. Radius equals 15.1. Circumference, 30.2 pi. Plugging it into our calculator, circumference, 94.9 centimeters. Remember earlier we asked that you rounded it to the nearest tenth. All right, so that's a quick review on circumference, a quick review on area. To find the area of a circle, remember Euclid's team found pi was also the ratio of the area to the radius square. So cool. Here, when we find area, we do need the radius. So we have to break it down. So the radius is 13. Area, 13 squared pi. Or plugging it into our calculator, the area is going to be 530.1 centimeters squared. Remember, area is square units. We also have the radius, 14. So our area is 14 squared pi, or our area is 615.8 inches squared. And for this one, we do need the radius. So our radius is 15.1 our area is 15.1 squared times pi, or plugging it into our calculator, our area is 716.3 centimeters squared. So that's super straightforward review of circumference and area, but of course you know I'm not super straightforward. So here we go. If given the circumference, can you find the circumference if given the area? All right, so we want to find the circumference. The area is 4 pi. Remember, area equals pi r squared. So we take the formula and the area we're given and we set them equal. Pi r squared equals 4 pi. Notice you can cross off the pi's. R squared equals 4, which means the radius equals 2. The diameter is 4. Circumference is 2 pi r, or the diameter times pi. So the circumference is 4 pi. Inches, not inches squared like the area was. Now, if we're given the circumference, can we find the area? So circumference is 2 pi r. We set 2 pi r equal to 15 pi. We know we can cancel out the pi's. We're going to divide by 2. So our radius is 7.5, which means our area is 7.5 squared pi. And our area then in our calculator, area is 176.7 centimeters squared. Okay, that's our review. Here we go. We're going to start using other figures to find the circumference and area of circles. So notice inside we have a rectangle. We've got an altitude of 5 and a base of 12. And if I wanted to find the circumference of an area, I'd need that diameter. And lo and behold, that diameter is the hypotenuse of my right triangle. So using Pythagorean theorem, my hypotenuse, which equals my diameter, is 5 squared plus 12 squared. When you plug that in your calculator, you should see that my diameter is 13. So my circumference is going to be 13 pi or 40.8 centimeters. I have another right triangle. In circle O, the circumference is 17 pi and BC is 8. I'm going to go ahead and write the 8 here. So if I know the circumference is 17 pi, 17 pi equals 2 pi r. The pi's cancel, divide by 2. My radius equals 8.5. So if I want to find the area, my area is 8.5 squared pi, or 226.98. 226.98. Oops, 98. Let's go ahead and just round that up to 227 units squared. If I wanted to find the area of the triangle, and I know my radius is 8.5, then I know that my diameter is 17. And in order to find the area of the triangle, I need its altitude, which means I need length AB. So AB equals the square root of 17 squared minus 8 squared. If I plug that into my calculator, AB equals 15. So the area of the triangle, 1/2 base times height, 8 times 15. So the area of the triangle is 60 units squared. So if circle O is a special dartboard, we want to determine the probability of getting a dart at random in the area not taken up by the triangle ABC. So we want to know what's the probability of getting a dart there. Well, we take the circle, 227, we subtract out the triangle, 60, and we know it's parts to whole, shaded to whole. So we want shaded to whole. And shaded is, again, the circle minus the triangle. The whole is the whole circle. And rounding to the closest percentage, we're going to get 74%. What else could we do? Uh-oh. I see a funny angle measure of 55 degrees. In triangle ABC, it's telling me AC is 30. And I want to find the circumference. And in order to find the circumference, I need the diameter or the radius. And the only way I see to find that diameter, SOHCAHTOA. So, opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent. Adjacent's not in play because we have a 30 at AC and we're looking for the hypotenuse. I'm going to cross off the adjacent. I look up there. What trig ratio is the opposite over the hypotenuse? That would be sine. So, sine of 55 degrees over 1 is going to be 30 over x. Remember, check your calculator. Tan 45 degrees should equal 1. You don't want to be in radian mode. All right, then, when I do the cross product, I'm going to be dividing. So it's going to be 30 divided by sine 55 degrees equals x. And so x equals, I'm going to call hypotenuse x. X equals 36.6. So my diameter is 36.6. So my circumference is 36.6 times pi, or rounding circumference is 115 units. Oh no, it looks like it's meters. I'll change that. Meters. If we want to find the area, we know the diameter the diameter is 36.6. So half of 36.6, my radius is 18.3. My area is 18.3 squared pi 4 1052.1 meters squared. So as you can see, we can use trig, probability, properties of right triangles, properties of quadrilaterals to find area and circumference. And let's take a second to talk about what's coming next. If I can use Pythagorean theorem in a right triangle inside a circle, and I can use trig on a right triangle inside a circle, you can also use special rights if it applies inside a circle if given a right triangle. So we'll stay tuned for that.